Now then, people, welcome to the Just Joe Football Show. It is Sunday, the 13th of June. Obviously, big day today for any England fans, and this is the Daily Leeds that brings you all the latest news from Elland Road, Thorp and anything concerning Leeds. Before we do get into that stuff, I just want to say a few words on Christian Eriksen. Obviously, yesterday, whilst playing the game, he hit the deck, and it looked like what you would consider maybe a cardiac arrest. Had to have CPR on the pitch. Thankfully, he's well and in hospital and doing okay, but that was a really sobering moment, a tough watch. There was times when I was thinking, no, please, especially when CPR was being administered on the pitch, you were thinking the worst. Thankfully, he's well. When he was coming off, he was up. Big shout out to the medics, Kajari's, the centre-back that got over and put him in, the recovery position, Kasper Schmeichel for the way he dealt with it, the referee, just everyone involved. It was just really a really sobering moment, and can show you that, bam, the slightest thing can happen, So, yeah, just thoughts and prayers with Christian, obviously, and I hope, he's on the mend and can get back to, peak level. But then again, there's bigger things than that. It's just happy that he's alive and well, and hopefully he'll do okay. But yeah, just before we get into the video, I just wanted to send my thoughts and prayers to Christian and his family. But yeah, let's get into the video. So guys, it is of course Sunday the 13th of June. England play today. The Three Lions will play at 2 p.m. against Croatia. You can join me on the channel for that. We'll also be doing a watch along a little bit later for the North Macedonian game to see how Jani Alioski and Elmas get on. I say Elmas because obviously Leeds have been linked to him. So make sure you join me for that. Put the notification bell on. Of course, smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, get your notifications in. Not a massive news day on the Leeds United front today, guys. I'll go through as much as I can. Rafa Majuka, do you remember him? We got him. I think it was from Barcelona when Orta first came in, and he spent some time on loan at Las Palmas. Talks between Leeds United and Las Palmas over a permanent exit for Majuka have stalled, but the Spanish side is still hopeful that a deal can be struck in the future. So watch this space. We may have another outgoing. Obviously, Edmondson left recently to go on loan to Fleetwood. I think that might be made permanent at some stage. Looks like Rafa Majuka might be on his way out as well. Big shout out the LUFC Trust, who have created another mural, this time a tribute to Jack, Norman, Trevor and Peter. Some lovely images there of the mural that's been done in Leeds. So, I seen on Twitter earlier, Orton knows better on about doing a charity walk with them all. So hopefully I might be able to jump on that with them. Of course, as well, Leeds United tweeted out this lovely picture of Ben White and Calvin Phillips from Sky Bet Championship winners to carrying England's hopes for Euro 2020. What an amazing 12 months these two have had. There's the picture a little bit more up close and personal. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Ben White, I know he's at Brighton, but he still feels like our boy, doesn't he? Just so proud of them too. I remember being on Sky Sports doing an end of season review and saying as much that them two would play for England, and it came true. I remember saying it to fans who are not Leeds fans in the Championship. People were having it, but we were proved right. I think we all knew they were going to make it to the top. Maybe we didn't expect it to happen as quick, but it has. And yeah, hopefully they both start today. That would be the perfect scenario. Ben White partnering Stones at the back and Calvin partnering Declan Rice in midfield. Just on the Euros and some more international stuff, Andy Robertson of Liverpool was talking about Liam Cooper. Obviously, Andy Robertson on his media duties being the Scotland captain says, listen, I've got a lot of time for Coops. The only thing is he tries to play Beelzebub in training, and we struggle sometimes when he's up front and defending. So that was good to hear that obviously Cooper's getting on with the Scotland lads, and that little tongue-in-cheek stuff about Beelzebub there. Unfortunately, Rodrigo Moreno won't be going to the Euros. Obviously, he was called up late on when they had this COVID outbreak with Busquets and Llorente. Thankfully, Llorente is well and on the mend, but Rodrigo Moreno won't go. Obviously, I think it might cost them because I really, really rate him, obviously. But he was given a bit of applause when they left the Spanish training camp. But yeah, Rodrigo Moreno won't be featuring at the Euros. There was also, remember I tell you, this is all the news from Elland Road, Leeds and Thorp Arch. Well, there was actually a truck fire yesterday at Thorp Arch. A bit of an unknown thing. As I say, it's all the news in and around Leeds. Yeah, so pictures have emerged of a truck that got set on fire, which broke out at the club's training ground yesterday. Stephen Jones, who's the head groundsman at Thorp Arch, said nobody was injured. It was a bit of a miraculous thing. It just set aflame. But yeah, there's a picture of that truck. Told you it was a slow news day, guys, didn't I? Also, as well, guys, bit of an interesting one for you. Sources close to Leeds and Angus Gunn and Norwich believe that Leeds are set to hijack Norwich's deal for Angus Gunn after a fee was initially agreed with Norwich. So it says Leeds United are looking to offload number 2 Kiko Casilla this summer after he slipped behind Illan Meslier in the pecking order. I, as a Leeds United fan, I'm happy to hear that. Kiko, regardless of what you think of him off the pitch, he's not very good on the pitch. Gunn, obviously, we were linked with Gunn quite a few seasons back now. We've targeted him before. If you remember, I think he moved to Man City, though. From Man City to Southampton in 2016. I know he was originally at Norwich, wasn't he? They're trying to get him back. He went to City, then he went to Southampton in 2018, and Leeds were trying to get him at that point. Quite a drop-off for him. Obviously, Leeds wanted him as number 1. Southampton brought him in. He's now fell down the pecking order behind Alex McCarthy, Fraser Forster. He's then looking at going to Norwich. Will he oust, Tim Krul as number 1? Probably not. So we're looking at him as ideal cover for Illan Meslier, and I guess and competition for Meslier, because that's not what Kiko is he? And I think if we can get a deal done for Angus Gunn, that would be great for us. I think the fee was around 5 million. It's not that much for a goalkeeper. We've seen what we got with Illan Meslier. I think it's good to get a replacement and one that's a low fee, and probably one that's not expecting to play regular football. I've seen us linked with Sam Johnston in the past. That's never going to happen. I believe Illan Meslier is better than Sam Johnston, but Sam Johnston's not coming to sit on anyone's bench, especially with the fees that we're being banded about. It's just lazy journalism, that stuff. But the Angus Gunn one makes sense to me. Southampton willing to move him on. Norwich are after him. Leeds last minute come to us. It'll be a similar sort of role. I don't expect him to be number 1 at Norwich. He's not going to be number 1 at Leeds, but he's a decent buy to have in his competition for Meslier. Some interesting news, and just some news to finish off, really. Andrea Radrizzani has been linked with a takeover bid at Salernitana in Serie A. So obviously we're aware of Radrizzani trying to kickstart this Leeds United network, a bit like the guys at Udinese and Watford, I guess. Radrizzani's come out and said comments of that, in the past, and we'll touch on them in a second. On the news itself, it says that Andrea Radrizzani is interested in taking over Serie A outfit Salernitana, according to reports in Italy, and realising his vision of a European network. Current owner Claudio Leota is also in charge of Lazio, and the rules are clear. He cannot own 2 outfits in the same league. Therefore, he needs to find a buyer quick. So Radrizzani looks like he's ready to move. We've seen links before that he was linked to by Italian clubs. And the reports in Radrizzani's homeland all suggest he would be involved in a meeting with the parties involved yesterday ahead of a decision next week. And just on Radrizzani, last September he came out, he told the Associated Press, "There are countries where I have a good, really strong relationship in the football industry, and where I could make sense to have maybe the ownership of a club and be in synergy with Leeds. We are in a phase of evaluating opportunities, particularly Italy, Spain and Portugal. I have this vision to maybe have a network of 2 or 3 football clubs and Leeds at the top of these in the Premier League, where the other clubs can create synergy and develop players that can benefit also Leeds. A bit like Udinese, a bit like Watford, how they do. Maybe we send players out on loan to, you know, this football club in Serie A. We get them back when they've developed. I'm not sure what you guys think about it. Later in November, he also told Sports Pro magazine, I do believe a consolidation group in football with multiple club ownership can be a benefit in terms of synergies and creating value in the development of the players, and in some cases also on the commercial side. It's something I'm studying and exploring. I'm already in touch with some potential target clubs to acquire. I haven't made any decisions yet. I'm still in an evaluation phase, and the model I have in mind is definitely different to what I see at the moment. It will be more focused on 2 or 3 countries in Europe where we can have this close integration on the football side. So it looks like Radrizzani's wanting to, fly the nest a little bit, get another club. I don't know how you feel about it. Me personally, I don't like the idea. I know football changes and we have to go with the change, but for me, I want my chairman to just look after my club. And that's it. We've seen what great job he's done. I don't want him to be having issues elsewhere in another country, and we're sending out players out of there, oh, don't worry, we'll sort this out. I just think it can cause issues. And then what happens when you go into Europe? I'm not sure if Salernitana will go into Europe. I'm sorry, I probably haven't that pronunciation. I didn't even realise they were a Serie A outfit, if I'm being totally honest. I've never heard of them. But Radrizzani, it looks like it could be cheap. Obviously, the same chairman that owns Lazio owns them, so naturally he can't go into the season with 2 owned clubs. But I'm not for it. I want my chairman to just be there at Leeds. I know he has no affinity in terms of he's from the Leeds or he's, it's through and through kind of thing. He's a businessman. We have to accept that. Let's not forget Radrizzani went to Myanmar, for God's sake, So he is a businessman. I am really grateful for everything he's done for my football club, and I want his sole focus to be on Leeds United. That's very selfish of me. I understand that. But that's just where my head's at. I want to know in the comments, guys, what you guys think about the potential of us being linked up with a couple of clubs. Let's say, his ambition becomes real and he gets, say 3 clubs, 1 in Italy, 1 in Spain, Leeds. How would it work? Would you like him having a finger in a lot of pies? Would it work for you? I suppose that, the crossover of players might work if they have an amazing talent. Yeah, we'll take that. Then it's very selfish again from me, innit? But I think Radrizzani's sole focus should just be on Leeds United. If he's happy to put us at the top of the pyramid, that's fine. But that can quickly change, So I want Radrizzani to just keep all the leads, and that's it. But that's it for your news. Not a lot of transfer stories. We've only got the Angus Gunn one, just news in and around Leeds. Obviously, today is the England game. You can join me for the watch-along of that. You can join me for the North Macedonian game if that tickles your pickle as well. And obviously, what happened with Christian Eriksen yesterday, naturally, everything's gone a little bit quiet. And again, just before we sign off, thoughts and prayers with him. I hope him and his family are well. And thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the watch-alongs later on if you join me, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Daily Leeds. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Come on, the Three Lions. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.